Hello, and welcome to this Miklix video where I'm going to show you how to defeat the boss called Metyr, Mother of Fingers in the Finger Ruins of Miyr in Elden Ring. As you probably know, bosses in Elden Ring are divided into 3 tiers. From lowest to highest, field bosses, greater enemy bosses and finally demigods and legends. Metyr, Mother of Fingers is in the highest tier, legendary bosses, and is found in the Finger Ruins of Miyr, beneath the Cathedral of Manus Metyr. It is an optional boss in the sense that it does not need to be defeated in order to progress the main story of the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion. So, I had been keeping myself busy running some strange errands for a particularly lazy count, who seemed to have nothing better to do than sit on his throne in a cathedral and boss people around. And by people, I really mean me, as usual when people are being bossed around. I really don't know why I put up with it. I'm obviously the scariest thing in these lands. Oh alright, we all know I put up with it because I expect payment in the form of fat loot in the end. At some point, I returned only to not find the Count sitting on the throne. Considering that I gave up on becoming Elden Lord to instead frolic around with Runny for 1,000 years, I figured I was owed some throne sitting of my own, and since all the exploring and fighting had also made me a bit tired, I felt that this would be a good time to sit and rest a bit on a suitable chair. But of course, there would be no rest for me this time, as the throne turned out to conceal a hidden entryway to yet another Finger Ruin. I can't believe the Count had me running around to some of the most horrible places in the Land of Shadow when he was sitting on the true destination all along. As I entered the secret passageway, I soon found myself facing a rather grotesque creature known as Metyr, Mother of Fingers, just sitting in the middle of a large shallow pool. Usually mothers are kind, but this one was in a foul mood like all the other grotesque creatures I meet in this game and decided to pick a fight with me. So, once again I called in Black Knife Tish for some distraction duties while I readied myself for glorious battle. Since this was not my first glorious battle, I expected the worst, and considering the size of the thing, I decided to go ranged using the Bolt of Gransax, which has recently become not only my favorite dragon attitude readjustment tool, but my favorite generic boss attitude readjustment tool. It turns out that was a good call, as this particular mother was overflowing with motherly hate. I'm not really sure why I would be the target of that. I mean, I've obviously killed countless of her offspring, but they all deserved it and I never left any witnesses alive, so I have no idea what she was so angry about. But angry she was, so much so that she tried to blow me up with underwater explosions, floating magical balls that were very pretty, but also very deadly, and she even tried calling in more of her children, even though she should know by now how that usually ends for them. Her area of effect damage in particular was difficult to avoid in melee, and she actually made quite short work of Tish, leaving me to fend for myself as usual. It's so hard to find good help these days, especially considering I refuse to pay for their services. And now for the usual boring details about my character. I play as a mostly dexterity build. My melee weapons are the Rivers of Blood and the Uchigatana with keen affinity, but I mostly used the Bolt of Gransax in this fight. I was level 213 and Scadutree Blessing 15 when this video was recorded, which I think is reasonable for this boss. I'm always looking for the sweet spot where it's not mind-numbing easy mode, but also not so difficult that I will be stuck on the same boss for hours. Anyway, this is the end of this Metyr, Mother of Fingers video. Thanks for watching. Check out the YouTube channel or miklix.com for more videos. You could even consider being completely awesome by liking and subscribing. Until next time, have fun and happy gaming!